Sometimes when I'm reading the scriptures, there'll be something that'll just inspire me, or it'll just minister to me. And whenever I find these type of what I call nuggets, I always like to share them with you, my radio audience, because it's the precious Word of God, and it's so important to just have it applied to our lives. So what happened, I'm reading in the fourth chapter of the Gospel of Luke, and I found these scriptures right at the end of chapter 4. Now, there had been previous to this a great crusade that Jesus had participated in, and I've always just been inspired by this. Jesus Christ, a great preacher. So we don't always think about him in that way. But he was a great preacher, a great communicator, and multitudes of people would come to hear his sermons. And so this had been pretty much maybe a few days or a week before this. And so that was kind of over now, and they were going across the lake, and the storm came up, and Jesus is in the ship. He's wore out. I mean, just imagine this. And he's asleep, and they come down to wake him up because of the storm. And it's just interesting, the dialogue that took place here, because they said, "Master, carest thou not that we perish?" I don't know, that just kind of intrigues me, just reading that. And so then Jesus, he said to them, "Where is your faith? Where is your faith?" And then he goes and he rebukes the sea. And these are the words that he says, and it's red letters in my Bible. It says, "Peace, be still." That's what he said. He just said, "Peace, be still," to this storm. Now listen to this. This is where he says unto them, "Why are ye so fearful? How is it that you have no faith?" And they feared exceedingly, and said one to another. Are you ready for this? This is so good. "What manner of man is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him?" And my mind went to a book that you're probably familiar with called The Horse Whisperer. You remember? And this man who could tame horses by being gentle and just speaking to him. And I said to myself, Jesus, the wind whisperer. Because all he had to do was just speak to the wind. And he said, "Peace, be still." And the wind obeyed him, and the wind ceased, and the storm abated. And I thought, man, that's powerful. That is just a powerful thing. But that's a whole new image to me. First of all, of Jesus, the great preacher. And then of Jesus, the wind whisperer, who could just speak to the storm. And I have to be honest with you, there have been some storms in my life. And I'm glad I know the wind whisperer, because all I've got to ask him to do is just speak to the storm. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.